Let's move forward to flows of migrants into and within Europe. The flow of migrants into and within Europe has been a significant issue in the recent years, particularly with expansion of European Union to include less developed Eastern European nations. But before that, we need to know first about the Maastricht Treaty. The Maastricht Treaty, or officially known as the Treaty of European Union, was first signed by 12 representative countries on February 7, 1992, and was first implemented on November 1st the following year. Pero ngayon, meron na siyang 27 signed countries. It established a European Union with the European Union citizenship granted to every person who were a citizen of a member state. And so, every citizen of the Union shall have the right to move and reside freely within the territory of the member states, the subject to the limitation and conditions laid down in this treaty and by the measures adopted to give it effect. Ang ibig sabihin nun ay lahat ay magkakaroon ng karapatan to freely move or travel within territories that are members of the Union. Kasi ang goal naman ng Maastricht Treaty is to create a borderless society. So ngayon, the ratification of the Maastricht Treaty led to an influx of both authorized and unauthorized immigrants from less developed Eastern European nations such as Poland in 2004, Bulgaria and Romania in 2007, and Croatia in 2013 to more developed Western European countries. The admission of new European members such as Poland and Romania led to an influx of over 500,000 people into the UK. Etong influx, meron din naman itong mga advantages. So, ito, nakalista nga yung mga advantages ng pagkakaroon ng mga immigrants. However, while some argue that low-wage immigrants benefit countries like Great Britain by making products cheaper and filling jobs that our natives are reluctant to do, these immigrants were seen as a threat and led to concerns about job competition and wage depression among British workers. So dito na papasok yung fear of immigration, which played a significant part in the Brexit vote, with Prime Minister Theresa May emphasizing the need for immigration controls in negotiation. So dahil nga doon, nagkaroon na ng Brexit vote. The Brexit vote resulted in a significant impact on immigration, with net migration of European Union nationals into Britain falls by 75,000 in the year following the vote. European nationals already living in Britain become concerned to their future, and there was a 150% increase in applications for British citizenship from 27 European Union countries, and the impact of Brexit migration has affected both high-skilled and low-skilled workers, with companies struggling to find skilled labor and UK visas for skilled workers regularly hitting their caps. So, itong before Brexit vote kasi, workers from European Union countries had freedom to move and work in the UK without needing visas. However, after Brexit, new migration rules were put into place, making it more challenging for both high-skilled and low-skilled workers from European Union to come and work in the UK. Sa case ng mga high-skilled workers such as doctors, engineers, or IT professionals, companies are struggling to find enough qualified individuals to fill job vacancies. This is because the pool of European Union workers who used to contribute in the UK's skilled labor force has decreased due to the new migration restrictions. Sa mga low-skilled workers naman, katulad ng agriculture, hospitality, or construction, naapektuhan din. Many of these jobs were previously filled by European Union workers, but now companies are facing difficulties in finding enough workers to meet their labor needs. In simple terms, Brexit has made it harder for both highly skilled and low-skilled workers from the European Union to come and work in the UK. This has created challenges for companies in finding the right workers, and the UK's visa system for skilled workers often reaches its limits, preventing companies from bringing in skilled workers they need. So, naapektuhan din dito, syempre, yung mga young migrants natin. According to Lul and others, in 2018, Brexit's impact on migration has been especially dramatic for young migrants attracted to London. So, itong London kasi, it has acted as a magnet for both high-educated and low-educated young adults with open borders within the European Union, allowing for self-development, career opportunities, and increased earnings. However, the changing relationship between the UK and the European Union has made young migrants feel like outsiders, and many have considered moving to other countries for future opportunities. I-take na lang natin itong si Rachel and si Owana, for example. Ayan, pakibasa na lang. Thank you. Moving on, the migrants often perceive their moves as temporary, seeing the need to migrate toward new opportunities in a liquid world. It only means that migrants don't go to other countries because they want to stay there for good, and that they will leave as soon as they find a new opportunity to grab in a liquid world. So, ano nga ba itong tinatawag ng liquid world? Ang liquid migration is a migration that is predominantly work and study driven and is envisioned as temporary and unpredictable. So, it reflects the dynamic and ever-changing nature of human mobility in the modern world. It highlights the fluidity and flexibility of migration patterns, as well as the changing nature of migrants' identities and jobs or affiliations. Lastly, migration flow into and out of London could be significantly reduced and foreseeable future Okay, cut yan. So, lastly, migration flow into and out of London could be significantly reduced in the foreseeable future due to the Brexit. Okay, let's move on to undocumented migration across the Mediterranean into the Europe. Undocumented migration across the Mediterranean into Europe refers to people who enter European countries without proper documentation or legal permission. These migrants often come from countries experiencing violence and poverty and are seeking a better life in Europe. To prevent undocumented migration, the European Union countries use a system called Frontex, which includes patrol boats, airplanes, radar, or other high-tech devices to monitor their borders. However, despite these efforts, hundreds of thousands of migrants still manage to make dangerous journey across the Mediterranean Sea each year. The example of an Ethiopian law student is illustrative of the problems faced by even highly desirable undocumented migrants. Dito pinapakita lang yung experiences ng illegal immigrant going to Europe across the Mediterranean Sea. So there are different routes that migrants take to enter Europe. One common route is from Turkey to Greek island, like Lesbos, Chios, and Samos. Another route is from Libya to Italy. Smugglers and traffickers take advantage of the lack of strong government control in these countries to organize and carry out these journeys. Dito sa Turkey to Greek island, Lesbos, Chios, and Samos, this route utilizes the eastern Mediterranean Sea by crossing through Aegean. Very dangerous actually mag-travel through the Mediterranean Sea because of its unstable weather. Pero ito kasing mong route na to ay medyo malapit lang, lalo na sa Chios. 7.5 kilometers away lang siya, tapos tong Lesbos, 10 kilometers, nasa 10 kilometers away lang, I think. Tsaka desperate na actually yung mga tao na dumadaan dito kasi gusto na nilang makaalis sa kanila because of the Syrian war, since most of the immigrants using this route came from Syria and Iraq. So ayun nga, there are organized criminal networks that offers these services in Turkey, where they recruit migrants and organize transportation on different departure points by the coast. Smugglers give the migrant information about asylum processes, in each European Union states and seldom forged documents, such as those fleeing the Syrian civil war, are among, I mean, smugglers give the migrant information about asylum processes in each European Union states and sell them forged documents. So, genuine refugees and asylum seekers, such as those fleeing the Syrian civil war, are among those who suffer the most. They are often forced to take these dangerous routes, tulad nga ng sinabi ko kanina, in search of safety and a better life. Smugglers usually travels on rubber boats, fishing, and leisure vessels. Dito naman sa Libya into Italy, across the central Mediterranean Sea. From 2014 to 2017, the sea arrivals in Italy averaged more than 156,000 each year. So, the journey across the Mediterranean is extremely dangerous, tulad nga ng sinabi ko kanina, and many migrants have lost their lives in the process. Estimated number of deaths in 2016 and 2017 were 4,249 and 2,824 respectively, which constitutes 88 to 91% of all migrant deaths in the Mediterranean. So, smugglers used to use small wooden boats that often capsized and sank, causing drownings. Smugglers traditionally uses boats packed with as many migrants as possible for transportation, which usually capsize and sink. Ay, so pa. Ulit. So, smugglers used to use small wooden boats that often capsized and sank, causing drownings. Smugglers also built boats where the engines could be easily removed for a second bit that could pick up both the driver and the engine in case they were to sink or caught by the front decks, leaving all the passengers stranded. So, pag gano'n nga, nagka-aberya, yung driver, pwede niyang i-detach agad-agad yung machine, tas yung pwesto niya, tas may iwan yung mga passengers. Tapos, usually yung mga passengers na naiiwan ay kumakapit na lang kung saan sila merong pwedeng makapitan, ganyan. Kasi, maiwan sila doon sa gitna ng sa gitna ng dagat. Tapos, kasi may huli na sila ng mga authorities, ganyan, or may aberya, something like that. So, when authorities started capturing and burning these boats, smugglers switched to cheaper rubber dinghies, which are overcrowded and prone to accident. Rescuers frequently find people clinging to what was left to a capsized vessel surrounded by dead bodies floating around them. Tulad nga ng sinabi ko kanina. The increase in undocumented migration has led to political backlash in European countries. Far-right nationalist parties have gained support, and there have been incidents of violence against migrants. This resistance to immigration has also fueled discussions about leaving the European Union in some countries. Tulad nga nitong sa Italy, voters supported anti-immigrant politicians in 2018 elections. A neo-fascist shot 6 Africans in the city of Macerata. Right-wing politicians promised to kick 600,000 migrants out of the country, and support has grown for exiting the European Union, according to Tondo 2018. In Germany naman, neo-Nazis and other far-right parties have won increased political support. In Greece naman, serious talk about Brexit has returned. So, despite the dangers of political challenges, large numbers of undocumented migrants continue to enter Europe. According to European Council on Refugees and Exiles in 2018, there is some evidence of a decline of undocumented immigration in Europe, but it is uncertain whether the recent decline in undocumented immigration will continue or if it is just a temporary decrease. However, the ongoing problems in Africa and the Middle East, such as warfare, poverty, and conflict, suggest that migration will likely continue in the long term. In, in particular, Spain has seen a significant increase in the arrival of refugees and migrants. This has led to question about whether Spain is becoming Europe's next gatekeeper for undocumented migration.